Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a what I ate in a day video. So I've been doing keto for about a year and I've lost 20 pounds and I've kept that off, but I still need to lose an additional, I would say about 50 pounds. So I really need to start getting serious with tracking my macros and making sure I'm hitting every target. So I just wanted to do these videos to kind of keep me accountable and post, show you guys what I'm eating and maybe help out other people who are just starting keto. So if it's something that you're interested in, just keep watching. Thanks. Hey guys, so for my first meal of the day, I'm going to have a protein fatty type coffee, iced. So when I first started keto, my hair actually started falling out. And when I spoke to my doctor about this, he actually told me to up my protein and focus a little bit more on getting more protein in. So for me specifically, that's what I'm doing based on his recommendations. So for my first meal of the day, what I do is I add half a Premier Protein. I usually do chocolate or caramel. Those are my favorite flavors. And then I do a tablespoon of MCT oil. I make my own homemade cold brew, and then I add just a little bit of stevia in it and I froth all of that up together. So I'll go ahead and show you how I make this. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna add is my MCT oil, and I do about 14 grams of MCT oil. Okay. And then next I add my Premier Protein, and like I said, I'm doing half of a bottle of chocolate. So I had previously used this, that's why it's halfway done. Next I add my cold brew. So the reason I froth that up is to mix up the MCT oil really well, so it's not just floating on the top. It's so good. This is like an amazing iced coffee drink. Hey guys, so it's about 1:30 and I'm ready for lunch. So what I decided to make was a shrimp boil. So instead of adding potatoes and corn, I'm just gonna add shrimp, some Old Bay seasoning, some lemon, crawfish boil, lemon pepper, and some hot sauce. So I added all of the seasonings to a pot, and I'm gonna let the shrimp boil and just kind of soak up all of the flavor. And then what I'm gonna have it with for fat is 2.5 tablespoons of butter, and I'm just gonna melt that and kind of pour it over or dip my shrimp in there. So I'll kind of show you what it looks like afterwards, but this is what I'm having for lunch. So this is about 8 ounces of shrimp. I weighed it out ahead of time before I poured it in my pot, and I'm just letting it cook in all of those spices. And for 8 ounces of shrimp, it's about 120 calories, 1.3 grams of fat, 26.7 grams of protein, and to up the fat, I will have butter with it poured on top or as a dip. Okay guys, so this is what it looks like when I'm finished cooking. I do like to add extra spice on top. I added some lemon pepper and some more Cajun seasoning, and then I also added the same thing to my melted butter. So I'll just have this together with a little bit of hot sauce. I like all of my foods really spicy and well seasoned, so that's why I add a lot of seasoning, but you can go ahead and add whatever you'd like to yours, but this is my lunch. So I thought I'd show you guys what I'm prepping for the week. I'm actually going to be using this Girl Mates garlic herb and wine marinade. It has about 10 grams of carbs for the entire package. I'm gonna marinate some chicken tenders with avocado oil and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And I'm gonna be eating these chicken tenders for lunches throughout the week. So I thought I would just kind of show you guys and maybe give you an idea of what to make. So there's that. Okay, so it's about 4 o'clock and I really need a snack or something to kind of keep me over till dinner. So I'm gonna have 2 shots of Nespresso, and I ran out of heavy whipping cream, so I'm using half and half. It has 1 gram of carbs for 2 tablespoons, so I'll just make sure to use 2 tablespoons. So I do have all of these Torani syrups, but I am kind of trying to stay away from them. I'm gonna stick with just stevia today and my frothed half and half, and we'll see how that tastes today. I'm gonna add some better stevia, some stevia glycerite. This is my favorite, like I said this morning. It's so good. See how thick it is? It's kind of like honey or agave nectar, I guess. And then I'll just top it with cinnamon, and that's my drink. So I'll be sure to link the butter stevia down below. I'll see if I can find it on Amazon and link it to make it easier for you guys if that's something you're interested in. But yeah, I definitely suggest giving this a try. Especially if you don't like stevia, it really, really helps with that. It's so good. Okay guys, so it's dinner time, and today for dinner I'm gonna make kind of like a meatball sub, but instead of bread, I'm gonna use mozzarella, like a fried mozzarella kind of tortilla kind of thing. I'll go ahead and put the recipe and show you how to make it. So for the ground beef meatballs, I'm just using 80-20 ground beef. I'm using some Frigo Parmesan cheese, 1/4 of a cup of almond flour, and then just some seasonings. And I'll be using this pasta sauce today. It's actually really good. It's comparable to Rao's. It only has 1 gram of carbs more than Rao's, and it's significantly cheaper, and it's so delicious. Okay, so I'm first gonna add 1 egg to the ground beef. That here. And then I'll add, like I said, about 1/4 of a cup of flour. I don't like to add too much flour. I don't like it to be too carby, but we do need the flour for binding purposes in order for it to bind together. And then I'm gonna do 1/4 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. And then I'm gonna add in some basil. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. Next, I'm adding in some oregano. You can just spice the meatballs however you like. If you have like an Italian mix, you can go ahead and use that. I just don't have anything like that on hand right now, so I'm just kind of making my own. Adding some crushed red peppers. Some onion powder. Garlic powder. And some salt. Some pink salt. Okay, so I'm just gonna take off my ring and mix this all together, and then I'll show you what they look like when I lay them on my pan. Okay, so I've set the oven to 400 degrees, and I'm just using a cookie scooper to form my meatballs into perfectly little round balls, and I just want to make sure that they're all the same size. I like to weigh out my food before I eat it, so this just makes it easier. Okay, so here I've measured out 2 ounces of mozzarella cheese, and to make the mozzarella tortilla things, what I do is I measure out shredded mozzarella cheese, and then I added to one of these 9-inch cake pans, and I bake it for about 10 minutes at 425, and I'll show you the way they look when they come out. So now that the meatballs are done, I just divided them into 5 portions, and I added 5 meatballs into my ½ a cup of sauce. And I did season my sauce as well. I just added a little bit of salt, some crushed red pepper, and a little bit more basil. So I'm just gonna kind of let this simmer together as my mozzarella little folds are cooking. Okay, so this is what your cheese should look like once it's done. As you can see, you can fold it over like a little taco, and we're gonna stuff the meatballs inside of that with the sauce. And I think I'm gonna add a slice of deli pepperoni to that, and I'll show you when I'm plating it up. Okay, so when your little tortilla is done, it should look like this. Oh, it's like pliable. Now I'm going to add, let's do a slice of pepperoni. And 3 meatballs. Okay guys, so this is my dinner. I'll go ahead and put the macros on the screen, but I'm having 2 of them, and I just topped them off with Parmesan cheese and a little bit of parsley. So they look delicious. I hope you enjoyed watching what I ate today, and until next time, I'll see you.